Chosen one, the universe did not bring you here by accident. Every step of your journey, every detour, every closed door, every sleepless night was a calculated movement toward this exact moment. What you are about to hear is not another spiritual message designed to comfort you temporarily and then fade by morning. This is different. This is the full truth, the complete picture. There is a reason you clicked on this message tonight instead of any other night. There is a reason your hands are still. There is a reason your breathing just changed. Source has been preparing you for a specific revelation, and the preparation is now complete. What comes next will alter the way you see everything that has happened to you. The full truth is not gentle. It does not come wrapped in soft language designed to make you feel comfortable. It comes like a wave that rearranges every piece of furniture in the room. And once it arrives, you cannot unsee it. You cannot return to the old way of understanding your life. The universe is not asking you to consider this truth at your convenience. Your higher self already knows this. If something inside you is responding to these words, if there is a recognition happening beneath your rational mind, then do something right now that marks this moment. Type the words, "I am ready for truth" in the comments below. That is not a casual phrase. It is a declaration that your spirit is making to the field of intelligence that surrounds you. It tells Source that you want the full truth and you are ready to hold it. There are 5 signs that confirm you are the chosen one. This message was designed to reach. Not everyone who hears these words is meant to receive them at this depth. But you will know within the next few moments whether this transmission was encoded with your frequency. The first sign is one you have never told anyone about. Late at night, usually between 2 and 4 in the morning, you find yourself awake. Not from a nightmare, not from noise. You simply open your eyes as if something called your name. And in that silence, you feel a presence that you cannot explain. You do not move. You barely breathe. You just lie there, knowing something is communicating with you in a language your mind cannot translate, but your body understands completely. The second sign is that you have been carrying a knowing that does not match your circumstances. Everything around you says one thing, but something inside you whispers the opposite. Your bank account says lack, but your spirit says abundance is coming. Your relationships say isolation, but your inner compass says your people are being assembled right now. The tension between these two realities has been exhausting you in a way that no amount of sleep can fix. The third sign is the most disorienting one. You have begun to outgrow spaces that once felt like home. Conversations that used to feed you now leave you empty. Entertainment that used to satisfy now feels like noise. Friends who once understood you now look at you with confusion because the version of you they knew is dissolving. This is not depression. This is the unmistakable signature of a consciousness expanding faster than its environment can accommodate. Picture this. It is a Tuesday evening. You are sitting on the edge of your bed after everyone else has gone to sleep. The house is quiet. Your phone is face down on the nightstand. And in that silence, something rises in your chest. It is not sadness. It is not anxiety. It is a pressure, a fullness, as if your body is trying to contain something that has grown too large for the space it was given. Your eyes fill, but you are not crying about anything specific. That moment on the edge of the bed is not weakness. It is the fourth sign. It is your higher self, pressing against the walls of a container that was built for a smaller version of you. The container is not bad. It served you. It protected you, but it was never meant to be permanent. What you felt in that moment was the first crack forming in the structure that has been holding your full power in check. The fifth sign is the simplest and the most profound. You are here. You are still listening. Something inside you recognized this message before your conscious mind could evaluate it. Your higher self directed your attention and placed you in front of these words at the exact moment when your capacity to receive them reached the necessary threshold. That is not coincidence. That is source engineering. If you recognize yourself in 3 or more of these signs, type the words, "I understand," in the comments. Not because this channel needs your engagement, but because your declaration creates a vibrational anchor in your field that will hold what you are about to receive. There is a question that has been burning inside you, and it is the most important question a chosen one can ask. You may not have articulated it in these exact words, but your spirit has been screaming it for months. The question is this: why does knowing the truth not produce change? You have the knowledge, you have the awareness, you understand universal laws, you have read about manifestation, alignment, and the power of intention, and yet something is not translating. The gap between what you know and what you experience remains wide open. The common explanation is that you are not trying hard enough, that you need more discipline, more meditation, more gratitude journals, more affirmation mirrors. But that explanation is wrong, and the reason it is wrong will change everything once you understand it. The real reason knowing the truth does not produce change is something that has never been named until now. It is called the alignment fracture. The alignment fracture is the invisible split between your spiritual knowing and your neurological capacity to act on that knowing. Your spirit understands the truth. Your higher self has already received the full download of who you are meant to become. But the part of your brain responsible for translating that spiritual information into physical action is operating on a completely different frequency. Think of it like this. Your spirit is broadcasting a signal at full power. The message is clear, detailed, and complete. But the receiver, the neurological hardware that is supposed to catch that signal and convert it into decisions and actions, is tuned to an entirely different channel. The signal is there, the knowing is there, but the bridge between knowing and doing has a fracture running through its center. This is not a spiritual failure, this is a structural one. Now, look at your past through this lens. Every time you had a powerful spiritual experience, a meditation that opened your heart, a prayer that brought you to tears, a moment of absolute clarity about your purpose, and then woke up the next morning and could not access that state. That was not you falling back to sleep. That was the alignment fracture. The knowing was real, but the neurological hardware could not sustain the translation. So the insight faded, and you blamed yourself for not being committed enough. You were never the problem. The fracture was the problem. And fractures can be repaired. The universe did not show you this truth to leave you stranded. The alignment fracture has a solution, and that solution is already being prepared for you in this message. But first, you need to understand the full scope of what has been happening beneath the surface of your life. There is a season that every chosen one passes through, and most do not recognize it while they are in it. The universe calls it the formation season. It looks like delay. It feels like abandonment. From the outside, nothing appears to be happening. But from the perspective of Source, it is the most active, most intense, most precisely orchestrated period of your entire existence. During the formation season, the universe is doing 3 things simultaneously. First, it is dismantling the identity structures that would collapse under the weight of your true purpose. The smaller version of you, the one built by the expectations of other people, by cultural conditioning, that version cannot carry what is coming. So Source takes it apart, and it feels like loss. Second, the universe is testing the depth of your alignment, not because Source does not trust you, but because you do not yet trust yourself. Every challenge during the formation season is a mirror designed to show you what you are actually made of. The moments when you kept going despite seeing no evidence that anything was working, those were calibration points. Each one expanded your capacity to hold what is coming. Third, and this is the part that will surprise you, the universe has been protecting you from your own breakthrough. You were not yet ready for the blessing, and in ways you could not perceive, the blessing was not yet ready for you. If the full revelation of who you are had arrived before the formation season was complete, it would have overwhelmed your system, the same way a power surge destroys a circuit not built to handle the voltage. The delay was not punishment. The delay was engineering. If you are in the formation season right now, if everything feels like it is dissolving while something unnamed is trying to emerge, then you are exactly where Source needs you to be. This is not a detour. This is the path. Type the words, "My spirit receives this" in the comments, if you can feel the shift happening in your energy right now. That declaration is a vibrational agreement between your conscious mind and your higher self that you are ready to receive at a deeper level. In the past several years, something remarkable was discovered in a research laboratory. A doctor in New York City, a neurologist who had spent decades studying the gap between human capability and human performance, stumbled upon a mechanism in the brain that had been overlooked by mainstream science. His work built upon the Nobel Prize winning research of 1981. What he found explains why so many spiritually awakened people cannot translate their awareness into tangible change. What he discovered is the missing piece that bridges the gap between knowing and doing. And the question that his discovery raises could reshape your entire approach to spiritual growth. What if the barrier between you and your breakthrough was never spiritual at all? There is a second mechanism that has been operating in your life, and it works in the opposite direction from what you would expect. You have experienced moments where something blocked your path. A relationship ended. A job was lost. A plan collapsed at the last moment. And you interpreted each of these events as evidence that the universe was against you. But here is what was actually happening. The universe calls this mechanism the perception reversal. It is the phenomenon where what you thought was blocking you was actually protecting you until you were ready. Every closed door was not a rejection. It was a redirection that your conscious mind could not process at the time because the alignment fracture prevented you from seeing the full picture. Consider the relationship that ended painfully. At the time, it felt like destruction. But looking back with clear eyes, you can see that staying would have consumed the exact energy and attention you needed for what was coming next. The universe did not take something from you. It cleared a space that would later be filled with something your current self could not even imagine. Consider the opportunity that fell through, the one you lost sleep over. What you could not see was that accepting it would have placed you in an environment that would have dulled the very sensitivity that makes you a chosen one. The universe was not blocking your success. It was preserving your capacity for a different kind of success, one that aligns with your actual purpose. Not every obstacle is a lesson. Sometimes an obstacle is exactly what it appears to be. But the perception reversal applies to those specific events that felt like cosmic betrayal. The ones that made you question whether Source was paying attention. Those were not betrayals. They were precision instruments used by the universe to carve you into the exact shape needed for what is ahead. The agency is yours again. You are not a victim of random misfortune. You are the product of deliberate, intelligent design. Everything that was taken with purpose. Everything that was withheld with love. The obstacles did not break you. They built you. This changes everything. Now it is time for you to learn 3 practices that will begin to repair the bridge between your spiritual knowing and your physical capacity to act on it. These are not theories. These are tools you can use tonight. The first practice is the morning reception. Before you reach for your phone, before a single notification enters your awareness, close your eyes and place both hands flat on your chest. Feel the warmth of your palms against your skin. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Release through your mouth for 6. As you exhale, imagine a warm golden light expanding from the center of your chest outward, filling your entire body. This is you opening the reception channel before the noise of the day can bury it. The second practice is the reversal audit. Take a piece of paper and write down 3 events from your past that felt like failures or betrayals. Next to each one, write what became possible after that event occurred. Do not force an answer. Simply look with honest eyes. In most cases, you will find that the space created by the loss was eventually filled with something that would not have fit otherwise. This rewires the way your brain processes setbacks. The third practice is the frequency anchor. Choose a single sentence that captures the truth of who you are becoming, not an affirmation you found online. A sentence that your higher self would speak about you. Write it down and place it where you will see it before sleep. Every night, read it out loud 3 times, slowly, and feel the vibration of those words settling into your nervous system. This is not about repetition. It is about somatic encoding. Your body needs to feel the truth, not just hear it. Type the words, "I release. What held me back?" in the comments. If you are practicing these tools and feeling the shift begin. There is a third mechanism that the universe has revealed, and it explains why this moment in history is unlike any that came before it. It is called the Disclosure Convergence. The Disclosure Convergence is the phenomenon where all hidden truths arrive at the same time, overwhelming the unprepared mind. You have noticed it. In the past several months, truths that were buried for years have been surfacing simultaneously. Secrets are being exposed. Systems are being revealed for what they truly are. People who wore masks for years are suddenly being seen clearly. This is not random. This is convergence. The universe operates in cycles, and this cycle is the one where everything hidden becomes visible. The ancient Hebrew word for this is galah, which means to uncover, to reveal, to strip bare. It is the same word used when a scroll is unrolled so its contents can finally be read. What was written was always there, but the scroll was rolled shut until the appointed time. The symptom of the disclosure convergence is overwhelm. Not ordinary overwhelm, but a specific kind of cognitive flooding where too many truths arrive faster than your processing system can sort them. You know things you did not know a month ago. You see patterns you were blind to a year ago. And the sheer volume of incoming clarity is threatening to short-circuit your ability to act on any of it. The common explanation is information overload. But what is actually happening is that Source is pouring out revelation at an accelerated rate because your specific formation season is approaching completion, and the truths you need for the next phase must be installed before the transition occurs. The disclosure convergence explains why you feel simultaneously more aware than ever and more paralyzed than ever. The awareness is real. The paralysis is the alignment fracture, struggling to process the volume. It is not that you are failing. It is that the hardware was never designed for this bandwidth. Your past makes sense now. The feeling of being on the edge of something massive was not anxiety. It was accurate spiritual perception of the disclosure convergence approaching. You were sensing the wave before it arrived. The receiver is not broken, it is overloaded. And overloaded systems can be recalibrated. You are not behind. You are at the exact center of the convergence. Take a slow breath right now. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Unclench your jaw. You may not have realized it was clenched, but it was. Feel the weight of your body settling deeper into wherever you are sitting or lying. There is nowhere you need to be right now except here. Receiving is your job right now. Place your awareness on the space between your eyebrows. That point where the bridge of your nose meets your forehead. Do not strain. Simply notice it. Feel the slight warmth that begins to gather there when you give it your attention. This point has been called the seat of inner sight by traditions spanning thousands of years, from the Sanskrit ajna, meaning to perceive and to command. You are not activating something new, you are remembering something ancient. Let that warmth expand now. Let it spread across your forehead like warm water. Let it soften the muscles around your eyes. Let it dissolve the tension you have been carrying in your temples. This is your nervous system remembering what it feels like to operate without the constant pressure of incomplete information. For 30 seconds, just be here. Just receive. Everything you have heard so far is the first half of what the universe prepared for you tonight. There is a second half, and the second half contains the specific mechanism that bridges the gap between everything you now understand and the physical, tangible change you have been waiting for. What you have learned is essential, but it is not complete. The completion is ahead. Here is what you now know in simple terms. The reason spiritual knowledge has not produced lasting change in your life is not a willpower problem. It is the alignment fracture, a structural gap between your spiritual awareness and the ability of your brain to translate that awareness into consistent action. This fracture was not caused by anything you did wrong. It was caused by the natural divergence between a rapidly expanding consciousness and a neurological system calibrated for a smaller version of reality. What you can do about it starting tonight involves 3 practices. The morning reception opens your channel before noise can bury the signal. The reversal audit retrains your brain to recognize orchestration instead of random misfortune. The frequency anchor embeds a new truth into your nervous system through somatic repetition rather than mere intellectual understanding. Who you are in this process is not a student. You are a chosen one whose spiritual capacity has outgrown its neurological container. You are not here to learn more. You are here to synchronize what you already know with the part of your system that was not yet ready to act on it. They told you that you were not disciplined enough. The truth is that your discipline was never the issue. They told you that you needed to believe harder. The truth is that your belief was already complete. The missing piece was never spiritual. It was structural. And structural problems have structural solutions. Remember the question raised earlier about a discovery in a research laboratory and a doctor in New York City whose work built upon Nobel Prize winning research from 1981. The question was, what if the barrier between you and your breakthrough was never spiritual at all? That question has an answer now. The barrier is the alignment fracture, and the research points to a specific method of repairing it. That method exists. It is real, and it is about to be explained in full. There is something this channel does not usually do, and that is admit the limits of spiritual teaching, but honesty requires it here. Hundreds of chosen ones have written describing the exact same pattern. They understand the truth, they feel the resonance, they practice the tools, and yet the gap between knowing and living remains. I have seen this pattern so many times that I can no longer attribute it to lack of effort. Something else is at work. What I have come to understand is that the spiritual path alone cannot repair a neurological fracture. The spirit and the brain must be addressed together. And that is exactly what the discovery I am about to share with you does. If you have been on this path for years, if you have tried meditation retreats, prayer disciplines, gratitude practices, energy healing, manifestation courses, if you have done everything right and still feel that invisible wall between what you know and what you experience, then this next section is the reason the universe brought you here tonight. You have not failed. The tools you used were real, but they were addressing only half the equation. If you have ever thought that this kind of breakthrough is not for someone like you, that it works for other people, but your situation is somehow different, I want you to hear this clearly. That thought is not yours. It is a defense mechanism created by the same fracture, keeping you from your full capacity. Your unworthiness is not a fact. It is a symptom, and symptoms disappear when the root cause is addressed. What you are about to learn connects everything this message has revealed: the alignment fracture, the perception reversal, the disclosure convergence. All of them share a single root cause. And that root cause was identified by science over 4 decades ago, but only recently translated into something a person can actually use. In 1981, Dr. Roger Sperry was awarded the Nobel Prize for his research into the split brain. He discovered that the human brain operates as 2 distinct hemispheres. The left handles logic, language, sequential analysis, and linear thinking. The right handles intuition, pattern recognition, creative insight, and holistic understanding. In most adults, these 2 hemispheres operate largely in isolation from each other. Here is the part that changes everything. When researchers tested children under 5 for genius-level creative thinking, 98% qualified. But when the same test was given to adults, fewer than 1 in 1,000 still qualified. The capacity did not disappear. The synchronization between hemispheres was gradually lost as the adult brain adapted to a world that rewards left hemisphere dominance at the expense of right hemisphere integration. The alignment fracture is not metaphorical, it is neurological. The split between your spiritual knowing and your ability to act on it maps directly onto the split between your right hemisphere, which receives spiritual insight, and your left hemisphere, which translates that insight into actionable steps. When the 2 are not synchronized, the insight arrives but the translation fails. You know, but you cannot do. You see, but you cannot move. 2 people discovered this connection between hemisphere synchronization and spiritual capacity before it was widely known. A woman from California, a nurse who had been walking the spiritual path for over 15 years, shared her experience. She had tried everything: prayer every morning, journaling every night, meditation retreats twice a year. She understood the principles, but she could not feel the reality behind the words. She had stopped believing something was wrong with her practice. She had started wondering whether something was wrong with her. After 10 days of using a specific hemisphere synchronization method, something cleared. A channel that had been blocked was suddenly open. The receiver was repaired. A man from Texas, a business owner with 2 kids, described a different but equally striking experience. Prayer felt like talking into a wall. He knew the wall was not real, but he could not break through it. On top of that, he had a brain fog so consistent that he had stopped registering it as fog. 2 weeks after beginning the synchronization process, his mind was running on what he described as full capacity. The fog was gone, and prayer, for the first time, felt like a 2-way conversation. These are not motivational stories. They are evidence of what happens when the alignment fracture is repaired at the neurological level. And the specific method they both used has a name. It is called the genius switch. It was developed by Dr. Daniel Barone a board-certified neurologist based in New York City who spent years translating the Nobel Prize-winning hemisphere research into a practical tool. The Genius Switch uses neural sync technology to synchronize the left and right hemispheres of the brain through an 8-minute targeted auditory sequence. You put on headphones, you close your eyes, you listen for 8 minutes. This is not a meditation app. It is not the kind of ambient soundtrack you find on streaming services. It is not what you have tried before. What makes neural sync technology different is that it works at the level of hemisphere integration, the specific mechanism that Dr. Sperry identified as the key to whole brain activation. It addresses the structural fracture directly so that the spiritual knowing you already possess can finally translate into physical reality. The Genius Switch is not for everyone. It is for the chosen one who has done the spiritual work and knows that something is still missing. It is for the one who understands the truth but cannot seem to live it consistently. It is for the person whose spirit is awake but whose brain has not caught up. If that is you, then what I am about to share was prepared specifically for you. When Dr. Barone first made this technology available, his colleagues told him the value justified a price of $500, and they were being conservative. A professional neurofeedback machine costs $7,000. A single session with a specialist runs $300 per hour. Multiple sessions are typically required, but the Genius Switch was not released at $500. It was not released at $200. It was not even released at $100. Dr. Barone released it at $49 because he believed that neurological restoration should not be a luxury reserved for the wealthy. And today, through the link connected to this message, an additional $10 has been removed. The total is $39, not a monthly subscription, not a recurring charge. $39 one time, and it is yours permanently. 4 free bonuses are included with your access. The first is a guided visualization session created by the founder of the Calm app. The second is a smart grocery shopping guide designed to support neurological changes through nutrition. The third is a classic manifestation book over 100 years old, considered one of the foundational texts of the field. The fourth is a printable infographic covering 5 daily habits that support whole brain activation. Everything is covered by a 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. Listen to it once. Listen to it 80 times. If it does not create the shift you are looking for, every single dollar is returned to you. No conditions, no questions. Over 18,000 people have already used this technology, and the guarantee remains fully intact because the results speak for themselves. If what was shared resonated with your spirit, the link in the description below and in the pinned comment will take you directly to the secure page where you can access the Genius Switch and all 4 bonuses. What your spirit already knows does not wait for a more convenient moment. The door is open now. The universe does not withhold abundance, but abundance exists at a frequency that can only be perceived by a synchronized mind. When the hemispheres are fragmented, the provisions that Source has already placed in your field remain invisible. Not because they are hidden, but because the receiver is tuned to the wrong channel. The moment the hemispheres synchronize, provisions that were always there suddenly become visible. The abundance was never missing. Your perception of it was fractured. There are copies of various audio tracks on streaming services and free sites that claim to do what neural sync technology does. They do not. The specific sequencing that creates true hemisphere synchronization is not something generic sound recordings can replicate. Using those copies is like trying to tune a precision instrument with a hammer. The form may look similar, but the function is entirely different. If your spirit resonates with everything this message has revealed, the link in the description below and in the pinned comment will take you directly to the secure page where you can access the Genius Switch and all 4 bonuses. Do not let the part of your mind that resists change talk you out of what your spirit already knows is true. Trust what you feel. What was just described is a tool. It is a powerful tool, and this channel believes in what it does. But it is not the totality of your journey. The tool addresses the structural component. The spiritual component remains yours. Your practices, your connection to Source, those are the foundation. What was described simply removes the neurological barrier, preventing that foundation from bearing fruit. I have seen this pattern hundreds of times. The chosen one who has everything in place spiritually but cannot figure out why the physical reality does not match. And in every case, the answer was the same. The bridge between hemispheres was fractured. Once that mechanism is restored, the spiritual work that was already done begins to bear fruit almost immediately. Not because something new is being added, but because something that was always there is finally being received. If what was shared resonated with your spirit, the link in the description below is still available. No manufactured deadline will be placed here. The door is open to the chosen one whose spirit is already saying yes. Before this message ends, there is one more truth that could not wait. It is the most confronting of all, and it is called the Concealment Paradox. The Concealment Paradox is this: the truth that was hidden from you was hidden by you, not by the conscious you, not by the version of you that is listening right now, but by a part of your mind that was not yet synchronized with the rest of your awareness. That unsynchronized part made a decision, without your conscious consent, to conceal certain truths from your perception until the rest of your system was ready to process them. Here is the symptom. You look back at certain situations and you think, how did I not see that? The truth was obvious. The signs were everywhere. And yet, you walked through those situations completely blind to what was right in front of you. You blamed yourself for being naive. But the concealment was caused by a specific part of your neurological system that determined correctly that revealing the full truth at that moment would have overwhelmed your processing capacity. The part of you that concealed the truth was not your enemy. It was your protector. But it was an imperfect protector, because it could not distinguish between temporary protection and permanent suppression. It kept concealing truths long after you were ready to handle them, because it had no mechanism for checking whether the rest of your system had caught up. This is the paradox. The mechanism that protected you during your formation season became the mechanism that imprisoned you after the formation season ended. The walls that kept the storm out eventually kept the sunlight out too. And you could not dismantle those walls from the inside because the part of you operating them was not connected to the part of you that wanted them down. The concealment paradox dissolves the moment the two halves of your processing system reconnect. When the full brain operates as one unified system, the concealment mechanism loses its autonomous power. It becomes integrated into your conscious awareness, and you gain the ability to choose what to conceal and what to reveal. The autopilot switches off. Every truth you need is already inside you. It was never withheld by the universe. It was withheld by the unsynchronized part of your own mind, operating under outdated instructions. You have not been lied to by Source. You have been protected by yourself. And the protection is ending because the readiness is here. This changes everything. Close your eyes for a moment if it is safe to do so. Picture a morning 6 months from now. You are awake before your alarm, but not from anxiety, from clarity. There is a stillness in your chest that you have not felt in years. Your mind is quiet, not empty, but organized. The thoughts that used to race and collide are now moving in formation, each one arriving when needed and leaving when complete. You sit up in bed and your feet touch the floor and you feel connected to the ground beneath you in a way that is physical, not metaphorical. The decisions that used to paralyze you are clear, not because the circumstances changed, but because the processor that evaluates those circumstances is finally running at full capacity. You look at your life and you do not see the gap anymore. The relationship that felt impossible is breathing. The project that felt stuck is moving. The prayer that felt like a monologue has become a dialogue. And you realize, sitting on the edge of that bed 6 months from now, that nothing external changed first. The external changes followed an internal synchronization. The world did not become different. Your perception of it did. This future is not a fantasy. It is the natural result of removing the alignment fracture, integrating the perception reversal, processing the disclosure convergence, and dissolving the concealment paradox. It is what happens when the full brain comes online and the spiritual capacity you have been building for years finally has a neurological system capable of expressing it. There is one more practice to carry with you. This is the guided mental activation, and it is designed to be done once daily in 3 minutes or less. First, sit with your spine straight and close your eyes. Place your attention on your breath without trying to change it. Simply observe the air entering and leaving your body for 5 full cycles. Second, imagine a single beam of white light entering through the top of your head and traveling slowly down through the center of your body. Watch it illuminate everything it passes through. Your thoughts, your memories, your fears, your hopes. It does not judge any of them. It simply makes them visible. Third, reframe whatever the light revealed. If it illuminated a fear, recognize that the fear was a guard posted by the concealment paradox, no longer needed. If it illuminated a memory of failure, recognize that failure as a perception reversal, a protection disguised as a setback. Fourth, place your right hand on the center of your chest. Press gently, feel the warmth, and say, either out loud or silently, I am synchronized. I receive what is mine. And hold that pressure for 3 breaths, then release. Your body will remember this anchor. Use it whenever the old patterns try to reassert themselves. If you have made it to this point in the message, you are not a casual listener. You are a chosen one, actively stepping into the next phase. Type the words, I claim my full capacity, in the comments below. The energy of this message is approaching its peak. Before we arrive there, let us enter the closing space with gratitude. Thank you for staying. Thank you for listening with more than your ears. Thank you for allowing your spirit to remain open when everything in the world trains you to close it. The fact that you are here, that you did not click away, that is not a small thing. That is evidence of the very capacity this message has been describing. Your receiver works. It has always worked. It was simply waiting for the right signal at the right frequency at the right time. Now, let go. Let the weight fall. I release the belief that I am not ready. I release the story that my breakthrough already passed me by. I release the identity built by people who could not see what I carry. I release the shame of not being further along than I am. I release the habit of explaining my calling to people who were never meant to understand it. I release the need to see the entire path before I take the first step. I release the fear that what I felt in this message will fade by morning. I release the part of me that agreed to stay small so others could feel comfortable. I release the exhaustion of carrying 2 realities when I was only meant to live in one. I release every fracture, every concealment, every reversal that no longer serves my becoming. I am the chosen one who sees what others cannot see. I am the one whose awareness survived every attempt to dim it. I am the one who kept going when every sign said, stop. I am the one whose formation season is complete. I am the one whose fracture is healing. I am the one whose full truth has arrived. I am the one who receives without apology. I am the one who acts without hesitation. I am the one whose hemispheres are synchronizing. I am the one who was hidden and is now emerging. I am the one. Type these words in the comments right now. I am the one who sees. That is not a wish. That is a declaration of what has always been true, spoken out loud for the first time by a mind that is finally synchronized enough to believe it. And so it is. The truth has been spoken. The full picture has been revealed. The mechanisms have been named. The solution has been presented. What you do with this information is now between you and Source. But know this, the universe did not bring you through everything you have survived only to abandon you at the threshold. The formation is already complete. What remains is the final step, and that step is yours to take. If this message carried something that your spirit needed to hear, gently press the like. Not for this channel, for the next chosen one whose path will cross this message because your action told the universe to keep it visible. Every time you press that button, you are casting a vote for the breakthrough of another person who is still searching. There is someone in your life right now who needs to hear exactly what you just heard. You already know who they are. They are the one going through their own formation season without knowing it. They are the one waking up at 3 in the morning with that pressure in their chest. They are the one carrying an awareness that nobody around them understands. Send this to them, not with an explanation, just with the truth that it made you think of them.